All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you guys are having an amazing morning. Hopefully, you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. I'm doing great. It's a brilliant fall day here. So, enjoying the season. Having a good morning so far. Did fall stuff. Went out and fertilized the lawn. Turned off the sprinklers for the season. You know, got to get ready for that. The winter's coming. Eventually, it's going to get cold.
It sure is, man.
So,
Hopefully everybody had a good
yeah.
good day this morning. Just I'm checking my
Did you?
All right. Yeah.
I had posted a picture this morning because, of course, to fertilize the lawn, I had to take my car out of the garage, and I just put it out in the driveway, and I was like, look at the pretty tree, and I was going to take my car out for a photo shoot. It was so pretty out there. But anyways, so there you go. That was from like
Nice.
an hour ago as I was out fertilizing. So in any event.
Yeah, beautiful thing, man. Enjoy. All right, friends, let's get to it. Gappers list this morning. We'll take a look at that, and then we'll see what is moving as far as U.S. economic calendar. But quick look at our gappers list today. We continue with the low flow stocks. Fun on here, 11.3 million shares float in play today, up 17%, $9.80 at the moment. Then we have SOBR also has been making a lot of noise. They're up 14% this morning. So a couple of things happening there. And then on the gap down list, we got a couple of names as well. One low flow, NNE, which was also active in the last couple of days. And then some other ones. I see Clean Spark and Coin, which are cryptocurrency stickers down this morning. So we'll dive into all of that. But before we do so, Peter, take us through our U.S. economic calendar and what's happening for this morning.
Look, it is a remarkably quiet day. It's rare that we see so little happening. So, really, absolutely no economic events, announcements for today. We've got only one Fed speaker, Harker, who's the Philadelphia Fed chair, is talking at 10 o'clock this morning, but nothing else. We got no economic data coming up. So that just leaves us to the gappers list and, of course, the couple of companies that had earnings that we can talk about. So.
All right, let's dive into our gappers list, friends. This morning we have PHUN. So if we look at that right now, we are up. Hold on, PHUN. Bring this up here. Yeah, PHUN, we are up 15% and climbing. So we're starting to really get going here as volume is starting to come in. We got a nice move right now with 1.3 million shares traded. If you look at the daily, man, this thing has been on fire, moving quite a bit. So the fun continues on fun here. So low flow stock we've been watching. I've been putting it on my list. I have not traded it, but I know there are some members in our community that have traded this one. I'll add it again into our risky pile in play as the stock here continues to go higher and higher. Peter, anything new on this one that we have not already discussed?
No, it's really just memeing. I mean, there is no news from the company on it, so it's sort of moving under its own. It's like pushing a snowball down a hill. It just seems to keep going. It's been impressive, actually. I mean, I haven't liked the way the price action has played out, and its price is a little low for how I like to trade. But there's no reason not to watch it at this point. It seems to keep going. I mean, who knows? The fun looks like it's dying off. Just if you look at the volume over the last few days, it's generally trending downwards, but it still seems to be in play. And as we're what, Carlos? We're just 2 weeks away from elections. 2 weeks today, in fact, I think, aren't we?
Yeah, 2
It's
weeks, November, the second Tuesday, the first Tuesday of November, which is
November 5th.
yeah, 2 weeks, November 5th, yeah,
yeah.
which is
So
2 weeks away.
So there you go. So fun, having been tied to GJT, they both typically had moved in parallel before. So I'm thinking that maybe this is going to keep moving through the elections, but I don't know. It's tough to tell. I mean, this whole election cycle is a little bit crazy. But by the way, if you're registered to vote in the U.S., just vote. It's the one civic responsibility everybody in a democracy has. So I suppose even though the U.S. is not actually. Anyways, just vote. Vote. I always like the
Weird.
debate: is the U.S. a democracy? Is it a republic? Is it? Anyways,
It's a republic.
it's
Presidential
it.
republic.
Well, it's a representative democracy, and anyways, it's got combinations of all of them, but it's okay. It's like all of us. We've all adopted different parts of systems that don't fit strict educational models. Doesn't matter. We live in the world we live in. But
All
just
right,
vote.
friends, let's take a look. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely vote if you have not done so already. Let's look at here, guys. Let's look at SOBR. SOBR. This morning up 13%, 732,000 shares traded. So it is in play. It doesn't look good though. I mean, they had a couple of days already where it moved pretty well, but for the most part, not looking all that hot. I'm not going to be watching this one. It doesn't look as clean as THUN. Looks very clean this morning. Actually, could be one that's obviously in play today, but SOBR not as much. So I'll leave that one alone. Again, low flow is 277,000 shares flow, so extremely low there. Next is MMM, which is 3M this morning, and they are up 5.5. So nice gap up today. Light volume, and that's typically what they do. They don't get great volume. If you look at their daily, again, very, very light for the most part. Peter, what's the latest and greatest on 3M this morning?
Sorry, I was still reading about sober safe, whatever. Not. Anyways, keep them away from me, damn it. They have alcohol detection systems. Anyways, never mind. 3M. You're asking about that. Looks like they had earnings, and that's why they're on the list here this morning. Pretty good quarter. Q3 numbers are what came out. They basically were able to beat both top and bottom line. Expected revenue was 6.1 billion. They came out at 6.3 roughly, and the earnings were 1.9 buck 93. And they came out at $1.98 per share. So yeah, good quarter for 3M. This doesn't typically trade much at all. It's just it's good old standing company here. NYSE stock. As you can see, the volume this morning under 300,000 shares. So despite the fact that they had a good quarter, and by the way, they raised their guidance. So they sort of dialed in their guidance. I mean, their business is fairly predictable, so they're usually pretty good on their numbers. But I don't expect this to be tradable. Probably not going to make my list.
Yeah, same here. I don't like the way it trades. A few times I looked at it, hasn't really done well for me. Let's take a look at the next one, CORZ. So CORZ this morning. Core Scientific, these guys are up 3.1, 541,000 shares traded. Not the best intraday trading ticker. We've seen them here before. They made a lot of noise in the last 2 months or so. You can see here on the daily moving nicely. But for the most part, not a great intraday trading stock. Very, very light volume, Peter. What's driving them today, if anything?
Well, they did get a little bit of exposure. Kramer was talking about them. We all know Jim Kramer, and the Kramer effect sometimes takes companies down when he starts talking about them, especially if he talks about them positively. However, in this case, he said he called it a mini Palantir. So we all know PLTR. No one love it. So calling it a mini Palantir is actually, I guess a good thing, suggesting that it's going to be on a growth trail. So over the last couple of weeks, I would say it's definitely sort of seen a little bit of a rise, and it's at, I'm pretty sure it's all-time highs here, but is it at all-time highs? Hold on. Yeah, but it doesn't have a lot of history. It only sort of went public in 2024, but it is above those levels that it set, when it opened. So if we could break up to $14, this could be big for this Core Z. I don't know. I'm just looking at the trading from yesterday. Doesn't look that exciting. So I don't think it's in play, but who knows? You never know when these things are going to take off, right?
Yeah, yep, you never know. So it's here. I don't like it again, so I won't put it on my list. Let's take a look at another one. Oh, we've been talking about this earlier, DJT. So DJT here, it is up 2.8, 1.7 million shares traded. So it's really been cranking here the last couple of days. Again, tough intraday trading stock, but volume is there, as you can see this morning. Daily looks interesting, like a possible breakout. If you look at the way we've been consolidating here around 31.20, 31.40. slamming into that, and then we're above that now. Looks like a possible breakout, maybe an opportunity for an upsized play here, but I'm not sure. Gonna put as a secondary. Looks good. Volume looks good. Gap up looks good. Daily looks good. It's just we've seen this trade, and it could be pretty crappy at times in the intraday. So let's see. I think worth taking a look at this morning, Peter. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, they're working hard to try and get media attention. I've got to say. So if you remember, it was like a week ago. Well, a week and a half ago. So a week ago, Friday, I think it was that they or Thursday they announced that they were releasing their Truth Plus platform for Android devices. But then they've been sort of slow dripping this out. Like again, I don't know what actually streams on Truth Plus. I don't know what it does or who uses it, but it's like they every couple of days they're trying to hit the media with another one. So that was the 10th of October. On the 14th, they said Truth Plus is streaming on the web. And then on the 15th, it's Truth Plus is streaming online. What I don't even know what that means, online where. But anyways, and then yesterday they announced that Truth Plus is streaming on iOS and Apple TV. And then today they're announcing Truth Plus is streaming on Android TV. Streaming what is still the question I have, but they seem to be like every little platform they're trying to get another press release out there, and the stock seems to react to it. So I guess it's a strategy that's working. But Carlos, we keep saying like I keep waiting for this to be tradable fun, and it's always on the edge to me, right? When I look at it, I think, oh, it's going to get a good move now, and then it just does something weird that I'm like, it's still not worth the risk. So who knows? Like we said, 2 weeks to election cycle. If ever this is going to be a fun trading opportunity, it's probably going to be between now and November 5th. You're on mute. Can't hear you, Carlos.
Like, oops, sorry. Um,
There you go.
like I would expect this thing to go insane during that time, especially if he wins. Obviously, it'll go nuts. So again, we just got to see, can we trade this in the intraday? So I like the volume today. I like the gap up. I'm going to have it on here, and we'll see what it does this morning. Let's take a look at what's gapping down. But before we do that, Peter, anything you like on the gap up that might not be showing here?
Philip Morris, PM, they had earnings. They beat their numbers and actually raised their guidance. So they have been going with a pretty heavy, I don't know, the smokeless business model. I mean, they haven't gotten rid of. So Philip Morris, the old cigarette company, right? They've been obviously expanding their products over the last long time, but they've got their smoke-free business where the revenue on that side actually jumped quite significantly, up 17%. And gross profit actually increased by 16%. So I guess they're getting some good results and led to a good quarter. Typically, not a lot of volume, so it's hit or miss. It's hit or miss as to whether this is going to be tradable today. But they had earnings, so I thought I'd mention it to you.
All right, there we go. All right, friends, let's take a look at what's capping down this morning. We got a very long list here, as you can see. A bunch of tickers capping down today, and Mara Coin and CleanSpark are down here. They're all in here this morning. So let's start with the first one, Logitech. I forget this company is actually public. So Logitech is on here. It is down 9%, 222,000 shares traded. They are, again, very difficult to trade. Yesterday had a very nice move up. I went from 88 all the way to 92. And today we're kind of slamming down here this morning. So big gap down for them. Peter, what's driving them today? They had looks like yesterday, it just had a good day intraday. This looks like it trades very nice. Very
Yeah.
low volume, but did trend.
Yeah, they had earnings yesterday. They had a good quarter. They raised their full year guidance, so they expect sales to be higher. I got to say, I'm impressed at Logitech and what they've done. It's rare that a company starts like when I first heard of Logitech, they were like super cheap peripheral devices, right? And they stayed true. They make peripheral devices, but I feel they've got credibility. I mean, I've got a couple of Logitech things around here, and they've gone from being the super cheap stuff that never works very well that you get rid of to actually pretty good quality stuff generally. I mean, they still have their cheap end of the line, but you can get some very good quality Logitech stuff. So I'm sort of impressed by that, I have to admit, over the last couple of decades as they've improved their manufacturing and their quality control. But from an earnings point of view, it looks like they're probably dual traded, Carlos. which is why we're seeing the low volume. I mean, see, they're Swiss based, and that I'm guessing they're probably traded on, like the a European market somewhere, whichever one that they're in. But anyways, not yeah. I've never watched it, so I don't know how it trades.
Yeah. Um, I, I'm not a big fan of it. It doesn't trade very well, so we'll leave it alone for now. But yeah, you're right, man. They make I love their product. I got Logitech keyboard. They make the best mouse ever. I mean, this mouse is Master 3S. I got 3 of these at home. I mean, they're just that good.
Oh
And they're
yeah,
not cheap. It's
Wow.
$100.
I
Brent, use the same thing?
I use the same mouse. I
You can't go
used a
back.
different mouse for a while, and I said nope, going right back.
This, my
Okay,
friends,
there you
again,
go.
I tell you, I got 3 of these. This is the best mouse ever made. I mean, once you buy this thing, you can never use any other mouse ever.
I have
You
their
know, that's how
wired
good this
gaming
thing is.
mouse because I do everything wired.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Wow.
really, really good.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
all right. Yeah, Peter, if you
Yeah.
don't have one of these, man, you got to jump on the wagon.
This
Uh,
this has
let's take
been
a look
an
here.
unpaid advertisement. We got to get some sponsorship deals,
That's-
Carlos. We're
yeah. You know what, the so DA Ranger says, he loves his wired Logitech. Yeah, wire was a thing a couple of years ago. Not anymore, man. Wireless technology has gotten so good and stable. But you're right, it was a thing before where you
I
need
don't
to
trust
have
it. I work in video.
I'm telling
Everything
you.
needs to be wired because you cannot trust the
yeah.
Wi-Fi. You
In
cannot
video,
trust the
in
Wi-Fi.
video,
Yeah.
yeah. In
I
video,
don't know.
yes,
I'm
but
an
I
old
don't know, man.
school. I'm an old school trader, man. I still have a wire on my mouse because,
We-
I don't want
oh
I don't want to
my
drop out when
goodness.
I'm trying to get out of a trade. That would be the worst thing. So,
It never happens.
uh,
Never happens with this mouse. Ever.
well,
Ever,
I'm
ever. And I got 3
not
of them.
taking any chances. Not
But I
taking
hear
any
you, man.
chances.
Um,
Yeah,
hey, listen, I guess
batteries. Maybe that's the other thing.
no, it charges wirelessly. Man, it's beautiful. I mean, not wirelessly,
Yeah.
but a cable. It's a beautiful thing, Peter. I'm gonna get you one of these for Christmas. That'll be my gift to you.
Well,
And
but where am I going with it? Like, I'm not wandering more than like 2 feet from my laptop. So really, what does it matter?
yeah.
I mean, anyways,
So yeah, I guess so.
you do you.
I try the wire. It doesn't move as smooth. But yeah, there's your mouse segment for the week, my friends. Let's go over to the next one. Tiger. Tiger is another
Brought to
one
you by
that doesn't
Logitech.
move. Plus, you
Yeah.
buy Logitech, which is in play today, but not on my list because their product is great, but their stock sucks. All right, let's take a look here. TIGR this morning. Friends, they don't get volume. They don't trade well. They had a huge pop up here when all the Chinese stocks were doing well. They're gapping down today. I see. I don't see the rest of the gang. I don't see Bob. I don't see PDD. I know they've been dropping over here the last couple of days, kind of giving some of those gains back. PDD right now is just right at 2%. If I look at Baba talking about Chinese tickers, they're down 1% with some volume. So again, the fun and the big movement is kind of over for the Chinese stocks, at least for right now, right? So we'll just kind of keep an eye on them, see if anything comes up. But at the moment, they're quiet. So TRGR, I don't see anything great here, Peter. Is there any news specifically to this one this morning? It is down 8.2.
No, there isn't. I think this is just it's just sort of fallen back down after the excitement of a week and a half ago. So, yeah, nothing.
All right, so there we go. We'll leave that one alone. Next one's NNE, low flow stock coming back down here. Had a big day yesterday. Today down 7%, 374,000 shares traded. Again, that just doesn't look good to me. So I'm going to leave this one alone. Second days are very, very dangerous as well for low flow stocks. This is 17.2 million shares flow. So be very, very careful on that one. Peter, anything on this?
Yeah, we were. Well, I mean, you're right. It's a second day play because it was all about nuclear yesterday. We remember we had like this LTBR, we had OKLO, we had a whole bunch of them that we were watching that were in the nuclear space, and it feels like that was exciting. There was volume in it, but I think today we're just seeing a little bit the hangover day. It's probably going to be an inside day to the play we had yesterday, and I don't expect it to be heavily active.
Yeah, yeah. Next one is GE earnings. This company's down 5.8 this morning, 408,000 shares traded. It's a company that trades really, really bad. I hate the way they intraday trade. Peter, so is the earnings this morning? Is that why they're moving so much?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Now, you have to keep in mind, I had to remind myself of this morning. the GE symbol is taken by GE Aerospace. They broke up the company recently, and now they've got GE Healthcare, they've got GE Aerospace. I think they got GE Capital. So they've created a bunch of different entities. So the GE we see now is not the large conglomerate; it's really just their aerospace division. But they're on our list because of earnings, and they did have a good quarter. They beat their numbers, top and bottom line, as well as raising their guidance in the quarter. So seems to be good generally for aerospace. Been a lot of talk recently. We didn't really talk last week. I was all excited on the weekend watching various clips of Elon's big heavy rocket that they caught. Right? Was it launched into space and they caught it after first time out? So it was a pretty remarkable event for space travel. But I'm not sure GE Aerospace. Actually, I don't even know what are their products. What are they? They must be making something. But in any event, their aerospace business is going well, and they expect more because they raised their guidance.
All right, excellent. Friends, let's take a look at the next one on here. I don't like it, but let's go to VZ, which is Verizon. They are down at 3.4. It's definitely in play today. I like watching Verizon. I mean, they don't trade very well, but when they are in play like today, obviously, it could be fun to watch. We might get something out of them. Not a great intraday trading ticker for the most part, but always fun to watch, I think. Peter, what's your thoughts on Verizon this morning?
Yeah, the earnings is why they're here. They had a mixed quarter. They missed revenue just by a bit. I mean, for them, a bit is 300 million. So they said that they were going to make 33.6 billion, and they only made 33.3 billion. So that was down, but they were right on target with their earnings. Buck 18 was the consensus on the earnings. They made a buck 19 per share. So pretty much on track. Their subscribers were up, which is one of the key things we look for in all of these cell phone companies, right? They want to know how many subscribers you got, because really, I don't know, at this point in the US, there can't be that many new subscribers, right? They're really just all stealing subscribers from each other, whether you go to Verizon and move to AT&T and move to, I don't know, who are the other big carriers in the US? I just know AT&T and Verizon. There's got to be others, but
I use Verizon. I mean, there's AT&T. There's T-Mobile is pretty big, really big
T-Mobile.
actually.
There you go. There you
Yeah,
go. T-Mobile.
they're huge there.
So anyways,
Um,
I got to believe they're all just stealing from each other. But Verizon subscribers were up, so that's relatively good news, but it hasn't stopped them from dropping this morning. So not typically that tradable. Their volumes are usually pretty low.
yeah. All right, so I'm going to put on a secondary here. Let's see where it goes today. Again, I wish they would trade better, but they're not that clean sometimes. All right, let's take a look at the next one. ESPN Aspen Aerogels. They're on here this morning, down 3.4. They were up just a few days ago. Since then, have sold off from like 25, 26, all the way down to 20. And pre-market looks horrible, man. This is more garbage than anything. So let's roll the truck on this one. And I'm gonna skip on it, Peter, unless you want to have something on this.
Well, just briefly, last week we mentioned this, and I'm like, I don't know what they do. What do they make? And then I was inundated with pictures of their fire retarding gels, and I realize now I saw some of these on some like science programs that I like to watch. They got those are actually pretty cool products, right? Like super lightweight, like lighter than air gel products that actually completely can stop heat and take intense fire retardant capabilities. Anyways, cool stuff. So thank you everybody who sent me the million pictures and told me I was out of the loop. So, but they did have a secondary offering this morning. That's why they're in the news. Their secondary is priced at about $20 a share, so a little below the current price for 4.2 million new shares. So that's the news on ESPN. Not tradable, in my opinion.
Yep, yep, agree. I don't like it, friends. I'm gonna leave it alone here. So we'll move down to the next one is Clean Spark. So we got Clean Spark, we got Mara, we got Coin. They're all on here this morning. They've been moving. They haven't been all that great lately. So again, I'm not a big fan of them. Mara has a short interest of 26, pretty high, at least. But not sure about these this morning. I will add Mara on my secondary list and Coin just in case something gets going, but I don't think they make my main list this morning. If my main list continues to stay empty, which it is right now, I have nothing on my main watch list. I got DJT on a secondary, Verizon, Mara, and Coin. I might end up moving these up. But right now, it's just blank. I haven't really ran into something that I really like so far this morning. Peter, on overall Bitcoin, anything happening in that sector?
Not today. I haven't seen any news. I mean, Bitcoin prices are down marginally. They're back at about 67,000 after topping out over the weekend at close to 70, 69.6 or something like that, if I remember. But there was some news earlier. I think it was either over the weekend or yesterday where we were informed that they had actually approved a Bitcoin futures ETF, which again, just you guys know how I generally feel about cryptocurrency, and it just amuses me as they go increasingly mainstream, right? As they're getting all the derivative products, they start to they're looking for that legitimacy of trading on the markets, and they're doing what I feel they said that they weren't going to do, which is they're supposed to be a complete alternate to typical fiat currencies, and yet they're trying to get into all the mainstream systems. I get there's a problem, right? Because if they want to, you can't completely, you can't what do they say? You can't if you want to start a revolution, you got to start from within. So how do they keep themselves different and call themselves the agent of change when they increasingly become part of the existing system? But anyways, here they are. So I don't think we have a futures ETF, Jared. I thought we only had Bitcoin ETFs, but I didn't think they'd approved a futures ETF. But anyways, I saw some news on that. Maybe it's just another one that was approved. Anyways, yeah. So Carlos, I don't know that there's any reason to feel that all of these, the Mara, the coins, all of those are going to be in play this morning. I do have a couple of other
Yeah, I'm
earnings
with
that
you.
I wanted to talk about. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
Okay, so a couple that we hadn't covered yet. We talked about a bunch of these on our list. Lockheed Martin, I was talking about aerospace and maybe defense plays. LMT is their ticker symbol. They had earnings, and they look like they're gapping down a little bit this morning on their earnings. Didn't have a bad quarter, but they slightly missed on revenue. 17.1 billion delivered versus 17.3 expected, but revenue was over their estimate, so mixed quarter for them. We talked about 3M. General Motors, another one that had earnings this morning. GM, they actually had a good quarter. General Motors is I don't hear much about them between quarters. Same thing with Ford, right? Like I don't know. They're pretty quiet these days as all the EVs get our attention in this sector. But they did have a decent quarter, and they beat very handily on bottom line, which I always find surprising when you consider like how many car ads do you see out there and who's buying them. Like they're still, I don't know. It tells you there's a lot of room in the car industry, right, for profit if they have so much money to place all of these ads. I know it's traditional, right? They typically advertise very heavily, but I don't know. Anyways, they still do. So there you go. GM. What else did I have in the earnings slate that I thought I'd mention to you? No, I think we covered all the rest of them. Denny's had earnings. Does anybody care? Probably not. DENN. I can't say I've ever looked at them. Carlos, have you you must have been to a Denny's. When's the last time you've gone to a Denny's?
I don't have any near me, man. It was either in a company travel or something back in the days, man. I can't remember what's the last time I've been to
Yeah.
one of these.
Yeah, like once my kids outgrew high chairs, I don't think I've been to a Denny's since. Like a Denny's is a place you go when your kids are just out of control and they're young and they're throwing food, and like it feels to me like that's where you go. And then after that,
That's where you go.
actually,
Yeah.
that's not true. I lie. Now that I think about it, I actually went with my son because we were driving down to South Carolina together right before the pandemic. Like literally, we got caught when the pandemic hit, and we had to like boot it back before they closed the border. But I remember on the drive down, somewhere outside of Washington D.C., we stopped for gas, and across the street, it was early in the morning. We were driving, and there was a Denny's, and we both looked at each other and we said, when's the last time we did that? Let's give it a shot. And it was just as greasy as I remember. So I'm not sure whether that was a good thing or not, but it was fun. Yeah.
I went.
So Lee, you gotta get one of the slams.
I was about to say I went to Denny's in Tokyo, uh, and it's not what you think it is. They do not serve breakfast.
Really?
Yeah, it's
What
completely a
what do
different
What do
they
they
menu.
serve?
A lot
what do they
of
serve?
uh like hamburger, hamburger. Ugh, I'm not pronouncing it right, but it's not. It's a hamburger without a bun. Gyudon, all these weird, like not weird. They're delicious food, but staple Japanese food at a Denny's instead of eggs and bacon and what I expect at a Denny's. And I just wanted breakfast.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you weren't able to get yourself a slam, meat lovers slam or lumberjack slam or I don't know what they are,
It's
but
hard to
I,
find bacon and eggs up here or over here,
okay.
wherever I am.
All right. All right. Well, you'll have to start raising your own pigs and chickens then.
There you go.
All right. Well,
All right,
enough about
friends.
breakfast. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, right. Let's take a look at what you guys like this morning, guys. So our list so far, I don't have anything on my main list, but we haven't looked at a lot of our usual suspect. We haven't looked at Apple, we haven't looked at Nvidia or Tesla, which I'll look at now because you guys mentioned all of those, especially Tesla. So a couple of you guys mentioning that this morning. So we'll take a look at Tesla. And the earnings is coming up when? Is it when is the
Thursday, I
earnings
think.
for Tesla?
I think it's
Thursday?
Thursday.
Okay. All right, that should be
So,
fun. They just continue to do nothing as far as the daily goes. Just sideways action, so not much going on
oh
there.
no,
In the
tonight after
intraday,
the no tomorrow. Sorry,
is it
after the
tonight?
close tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, there we go. Tomorrow. So hopefully we might not get anything today. It's just we've just been stuck. We've been stuck here sideways, and you can see the intraday action has not been great. We've seen much better out of Tesla. This was yesterday. Can't recall what the day before was like. Same thing. Look at the market open. I mean, this is just so
Yeah, it was
bad.
brutal.
This is bad.
It was
Yeah,
brutal.
this is horrible. So it has not been trading well. Hence the reason why you see, yeah, it's a garbage type trading intraday. Hence, you see the daily is just sideways. So we'll see if the earnings can break this out of its funk right now. It might be good going into today's day. With earnings coming up tomorrow, so we'll have to see. I'll add this to the list, but again, they have not really been great. Another one that's being mentioned here by Aaron is going to be Nvidia. So we'll take a look at Nvidia, which is
Oh
always
yeah,
fun to watch,
we got
hitting
to talk
all-time
about
highs
Nvidia.
yesterday.
Hmm.
Just crushing it, guys. This stock finds a way to just get it done. So, and they did that yesterday, setting a new all-time highs. And this morning already 8.5 million shares traded. So we'll add Nvidia to the list here. Obviously in play this morning. Peter, anything you want to add to Nvidia before I check anything else?
Great movement off the open yesterday, like you're saying, and all-time highs. It was pretty much playing at that all-time high level all day yesterday, and then pushed through quite handily towards the close. I saw Andrew's post for those of you that are on our newsletter. He was saying how he traded it. He was trading it live from Atlanta, I think is where he is, and showed us his trades there. So he had a good day trading Nvidia, and got the advantage of that push off a 1 minute ORB opening range breakup. So good strong move for Nvidia, which he rode for most of the morning. So yeah, I think as you say, Carlos, every reason to expect it to be in play again today.
Yeah, there we go. So I do like that one there. Nvidia looking really nice. Tons of volume and very active pre-market activity today. Heading over to our chat. Let's talk about Apple. Then we'll look at some other ones you guys are mentioning here. Apple this morning, it's got volume, pretty flat. Oh, down 1%. So not a huge move, but we do have some volume. 1.6 million shares traded. It's worth watching. I'm gonna put in a secondary for now and we'll see where it goes. But I do like the volume this morning. I might end up moving that up. I'm trying not to have the Magnificent Seven take over my list here, but Apple does look interesting right now.
Why not?
Um, yeah, right. I'm trying to. I'm trying to see what else is out there, but Apple's might make the list there. Let's take a look at Helen. You're giving us Snow over on YouTube. So Snow this morning. This is a ticker that Snowflake. It's just flaky. It flakes all the time on me. Weird
Put up.
price action, very light volume, and the spread. Please look at the spread. The few times I traded this, which have not been many, and they've been very long time ago. Have been a very long time ago. Have not been great, and the spread has been just brutal. So be very mindful of that. Which again, for that reason, I won't have it on my list. But if you are going to watch this, just be very careful of the spread and also the lack of volume that you get on Snow here. Leland, you're giving us OKLO. We saw this a couple of days ago here. It's just been ripping. Today we're down 1.1.
Right.
1.6 million shares traded. What's the float on this, by the way? Peter, I don't have it handy. Actually, I could look up right here.
69 million.
Oops, 69 million. Okay, so it's
69 and a half.
not low float. Yeah. It's in play. What do you think about this? It's been in play. How has it been trading? Dailies, intraday's okay. It's not great. Um, yeah, I don't know. Not my style actually. Yeah. So you could watch it, guys. It is in play, but I'm not gonna be putting it on my list here. Heading down, Nvidia is good. Microsoft is being mentioned here. Let's take a quick look at Microsoft, and then we'll look at Baba. I saw that in our YouTube chat. I see Uber as well. We'll look at that, guys. So not forgetting about you. Microsoft here, it's pretty much flat right now. It's got a little bit of volume. Microsoft, I mean, it went from like one of the best stocks to look at, right? The last couple of months here. Look at the movement we've been getting. It's just so nice. Let's get a different color here, so that we can see a little bit better. Here, it's just been so nice up and down. This was providing us a lot of great intraday action. But now, if you look at the last couple of days, we're just sideways. It hasn't really been moving all that much. So that has not been interesting for possible intraday plays. Uh, Pretty quiet right now. I think we have to wait and see how this market open treats it when we do get the volume. So I don't see a lot going on right now, and it's pretty flat for the most part. Taking a look at Baba, I saw someone mention that in our chat. Baba this morning, we are down a percent here, 1.5 million shares traded for the most part. So yeah, I don't know. We've been gapping down, but we haven't really been trading all that well. I mean, if you look at it yesterday, we gapped down as well. We didn't have a great open. We did sell off a little bit here, but it hasn't moved a whole lot. Like, look at these candles in the 5 minute. They're not moving. They're very weak and not really giving you a lot of action. So, and you could tell here by the daily too how small these bars are. They're just getting tighter and tighter. You're not getting the continuation we were looking at when they were moving up here. So that's not happening on Baba. Is it worth watching? Maybe in a secondary, right? We'll see where it goes. Secondary for now. And I'm gonna end up moving Apple up for our main list because I haven't found anything else that can be on there. So we'll move Apple up. It looks good. It's got the volume down 1.1 as it's looking to head towards that low of the pre-market this morning. All right, one more Uber, and then we'll call it here. We'll come back if we have some more to look at. Uber, no. This is not in play today. This is no. Well, let's move on. We'll do one more since you're throwing it out here. We'll look at Ion Q. Ion Q. I mean, it had a great move over the last couple of days. I haven't looked at this in a while. We used to trade this a ton, Peter, if you remember. This was one of our usual suspects coming up on the list. Not anymore, but a great day yesterday, and today's pretty much flat, hard to borrow. What's moving this one? It looks like something has been driving this up over the last couple of days. 10, 12, 13, now 15 yesterday. So any news on this one, Peter?
Yeah,
This might be driving
I
this.
don't really, I don't really see much news with this company. I mean, they're an AI play these days, so they've got all sort of the AI buzzwords going on. Looks like they'll be presenting at an AI summit, something called Quantum Plus AI Summit in New York City, which is going to be happening next week. So one of their people, Dr. Masako Yamada, who's their director of application development, will be speaking at the forum. But other than that, yeah, I don't see any news on it really. So
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll keep it off. And yeah, we did talk about Logitech, guys. It is on our gap down list here, leading the way. Again, it's just it doesn't trade very well. Maybe today's their day. I mean, they continue to make a new pre-market low here. Throw in our secondary doesn't hurt, but they don't trade well. They are such a bad intraday trading stock. So we'll see where it goes. All right, I'm gonna move our wireless mouse over to Peter. He's going to be taking us through what's happening for this beautiful Tuesday. Take it away, Peter.
Uh, all right, then you're now connected to the wire with me over here. So, yeah, it's Tuesday, which means we do our strategy session. So tonight we've got our strategy session with Paris, who's going to be leading it. 8 o'clock is the usual time for that. So hopefully you'll put it on your calendar. It's 4 hours after the market close, and he's going to talk about mastering tape reading. He is the master of tape reading, certainly at Variable Trading Community, and nobody does it better. Truly, if you want to understand how to leverage the tape, how to leverage all those orders you see coming through, understand where the areas of support and resistance are, especially with highly mobile, very active stocks, then Paris is your guy. So well worth attending. Even if you've seen it before, attend again, because it sometimes takes some time to absorb the concepts. What he does is not easy, but very valuable. So 8 o'clock tonight, mastering tape reading. That's the session. Hopefully you will be there. That's just for our elite members in the webinar room. Next week in this series, John Hiltz is going to be taking over, talking about all the lessons we've learned from those thousands of members who've gone through the Peak Capital Boot Camp. So that'll be very informative, right? What do they learn? What are the common things we see that, pitfalls to avoid, lessons learned? Should be a very valuable session. I actually love those ones as well, because even though I've been doing this for years, you can always sort of take a lesson out of the things that you see in common from other traders, and we can all strive to do better. So that is also at 8 o'clock next week, October the 29th. So those are our next two sessions. If you want to join us here in the community, we'd love to have you. We have a number of membership options, starting with our intro offer, which if you go to the website is $39. If you're joining from YouTube, one time you can get it for just $1. We'd love to give it to you for free. We just can't, because we've got to keep away the scammers and the bots. Unfortunately, when it's free, they just sign up with 1 million accounts, and we want to keep those out of the chat room, because really this room is just for focused traders who are taking this seriously. And there's no spamming allowed. You're not allowed to sort of advertise products. It's just trading talk. Well, maybe a few jokes, maybe a couple of off-color comments. That happens, but we allow that. It's part of the fun. But as long as it's fun and you're not you're not being mean or against anybody, then it's all about trading. So hopefully you'll join us in the community. If you use the intro offer and you say, you know what, this is helping me and I'd love to be part of this community on a regular basis, then you can use the basic or elite monthly programs, or of course the elite annual. Always the best deal out there. All right, everybody. Those are our membership options. Don't forget to check out tradingterminal.com for trading information, insight, and news every single day, especially now as we're heading back into earnings season. We got bigger ones coming. You're going to want to stay on top of things. So use tradingterminal.com to do that. And we'll set some levels. I'll let you know what our moderators are looking at, and then we'll get ready for live trading so we can get you set for that opening bell.
All right, absolutely, friends. All right, let's take a look at my list: Tesla, Nvidia, and Apple only right now. We'll do levels for those. We'll keep it nice and simple, and I'm sure other things will come up as we get closer to that 9:30 time frame for the market open. So let's start with Apple this morning. Highs and lows for the last 2 trading days are doing a great job here. I'm going to mark down the bottom, the low of the pre-market at 233.70. So we'll slam one there, and then below that we do have a couple of great levels we want to mark down. Obviously, the big one is going to be down here at 230, right? Clear level, 229.16 actually. Clear level of resistance that Apple had to break out of. Broke out a couple of times. You can see them clearly here. Got slammed back down. Again, got slammed back down here again. And finally, we broke out of that and created this little range we've been stuck in for like the last 2 trading days. So let's see if that's going to hold, or are we going to head right back down to 229? So definitely want to mark that there. In between that, there's another minor area, not a major one like the 229.16 that we have here, but 231.70, also a great level to have on there. Got a couple of days slamming themselves into that. So speaking about slamming yourself into that, we would love for you guys to slam yourself into that thumbs up. We're sitting at 139. I'm going to refresh to make sure if that's the latest and greatest number. I'm going to bring this over and let's see if the algos got our ad right. We'd like to see what the algos are giving us an ad about. First cleaning. So this is house cleaning. There we go. House cleaning. This would be a nice gift for my wife.
Okay.
So house cleaning ad. There it is. All right, but there it is. We're sitting at 154 right down here, my friends. Not sure if this see this, but if you get that going, that would be awesome. We'd love to be around 300. We have 531 people watching us today. So thank you for that. Really appreciate you guys being here. You have options, but we appreciate you as we talk about all kinds of stuff, including wireless mouse, and robots, and other stuff that we come up with in this show, plus stocks, of course. All right, so
Plus stock.
that is Apple plus stocks, right? Let's stay in order here. Apple, Nvidia, and Tesla on my list. That covers them. I have a bunch of secondary stuff that I'm going to be looking through. Baba, Logitech, DJT. I have Verizon on here. Mara and Coin. And actually, if you look at DJT, the volume is great. You know what? We're gonna move DJT up today. We're gonna move it up to our main list. Um, let's see if it can treat us well this morning. Let's see if it can give us a good intraday start. DJT is on the main list. I love the daily on it. I like the volume. Pre-market could be better. I think it's worth adding on here. I have the pre-market 32.74 right now. And above that, we do have a most recent high hanging out at 33.80, 33.70, 74 looks like. So let's put it on here. We'll watch it closely. We do have shares for sure. Not many, only 100,000. That can be gone in an instant there after the bell. But let's see if today we can get something out of it. We'll look at it closely today. All right, friends, let's get over to what our moderators are watching this morning. And then Brian and Thor. Is Thor trading with us today?
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll find out if it's Thor or Andrew who's here.
I think Thor's with
excellent.
Peak Capital. So
okay.
Yes. Okay. All right.
That
So,
probably won't be
Brian, when
Thor.
you're ready, man, hop on. We're gonna try to get you at 9:15. We want to switch over a little bit early going forward to have more time to prepare for the live trading instead of doing it last minute. So once you guys are ready, whoever's trading live, just hop on in, log in, and we'll cut it off and switch over to you guys. Right? I want to make sure you guys have enough time to prepare. That's important. So, Brian, hop on in, my friend, if you're ready to go. If you have your shirt on, and Peter's gonna take you through what our team is watching this morning.
Maybe it needs to be you, Carlos. You can jump in and trade with us live.
Let's see. Let's see.
All right. Okay. Thor is going to be looking at the market indices overall: Tesla, Nvidia, and AMD. Lenny's going to be watching Apple, Nvidia, Tesla, GE, Verizon, T, which is that's AT&T, isn't it? Interesting. Just T-Mobile. AT&T. I always forget which one it is. No, it's AT&T. There you go. 3M and RTX. Jared's going to be watching AMD, Baba, Verizon, 3M, and HYZN. What the heck is he doing, man? What are these things? He's looking for the low float of the day, I think. Is this it? Yeah, it looks like a low float. 17 million shares, up 71%. Closed yesterday at $1.93. Yeah, definitely low float. Okay, you go. Pierre's going to be watching AMD, Nvidia, Apple, and Tesla. Avi's going to be watching Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla, Google, and Apple. Megan looking at Verizon, Nvidia, and OKLO. That was one of the ones we were watching yesterday. I do have two IPOs. Well, an IPO and a SPAC. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when Who opens. Sorry.
Who?
Anyways, yeah.
What was that?
Mind. All right, moving on.
Who are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, let's see. I heard it in my head right before I said it, and I realized Anyways.
Do you have an owl over there?
No, that's it's that's not. Yeah. Anyways, never mind. Yeah. HU, whatever, however you want to pronounce that. That is the ticker symbol they've chosen. It's a Chinese company, but they are supposed to be opening today as a new IPO. So I'll let you know when. Yeah, the hoo-ha, the yoo-hoo, the hoo-hoo, whatever. When this thing opens, stop it. I'm moving on. Paris is going to be watching Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, GM, and OKLO. Brendan is going to be watching Nvidia, Tesla, Apple, and AMD. I'm going to be, whoops, I seem to be missing a couple of letters here. Well, I don't know what's going on, but I'll be watching my usual with AMD, Nvidia, and Apple. I'll also watch GE Aerospace and Verizon, and I'll keep an eye on the scanners. And last but certainly not least, Brian will be looking at Nvidia, Apple, Google, and Logitech. So there we go. I am losing it here a little bit. All right, we're good. Serious is trading is serious. Everybody, come on, man. Focus. Character, as Andrew would say. Let's get back on topic. And see.
Let's get back on character.
Anyways, yeah. All right, guys.
All right,
but you got to have fun while you're doing this, right?
I do see Brian's on. He's got his lights ready to go. Good morning, Brian. How you doing today?
Good morning, everybody. Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys doing this morning?
Great.
Good.
Awesome. Kyle, nice owl. That looks good.
I've never been in Vancouver in the fall. Do you get like fall colors? Do you get the whole change of season thing? Okay.
Yeah, we get lots of trees. We have lots of deciduous trees, as they say. yeah, as well as rainforest trees. So yeah, no, get some good color here. Maybe not quite as colorful as Northern Ontario, as what you're used to, but
Yeah, it's brilliant. I think the way the weather is panned out, like it is absolutely brilliant. In fact, I have to go out a little bit later today. I am planning to drive my car to the end of the street because there's a couple of trees that overhang the street that are just brilliant orange and red. And I'm going to go park my car in the middle of the road and do like a little photo shoot before I leave, just because it's so pretty out there. Anyways,
perfect, awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, we have lots of trees here that are lining our streets that are all turning color now. So yeah. Anyway, fall season.
Yep.
I guess
It
people
is the
like
season.
Thor don't. Yeah, Thor doesn't have to worry about that. Palm trees don't generally change color.
I don't think they
So,
do. No.
no. So yeah. Anyway, let's take a quick look at what we got going on. I guess Logitech must have reported or some news. So it's trading down. I'm looking at that possible rising devil trade. So possible pop up at the open if get a chance to might get a chance to short it. Volume's not really super high on it. PDD looks like it's kind of on the verge of breaking out here. So yeah, PDD, Netflix, as you mentioned, all-time high yesterday. Was it 3.5 trillion now?
Yeah, where'd they
look at
close
that.
yesterday? Actually, they were up there.
Yeah,
They didn't
nice
quite
start
take. They
here.
didn't manage to take over Apple. I think Apple managed to stay ahead of them in terms of who's got
Yeah,
the.
yeah, they're really close. I think it's sort of like about. I think it's like 80 billion. So
Yeah,
a mere few points for Nvidia.
it's even less this
80
morning. They're
billion.
only 70 billion away. So there you go.
Okay.
3.595 for Apple, 3.925 for Nvidia. So yeah, they're getting close.
So PDD kind of looking interesting. It seems to be breaking out here. It's just above R4, so it might get a bit of a pullback at the open. Could be good for a long. Tesla, not can't say that I'm keen on trading Tesla. It looks pretty choppy this morning. We do have what have we got? Earnings on Wednesday after the close tomorrow, so not. It might be a little bit choppy for the next day or two. I don't know if I was going to bet on Tesla. I would say probably not going to put up great numbers, but you never know. So
Which one are you looking for Rising Devil? You said.
Logi, Logi,
Oh, Logitech. Oh yeah. Okay.
Logitech. Yeah, we'll see what Nvidia does. Nvidia should be interesting. I don't know. We'll see. It might be pretty choppy at the open. Let's see.
If we have a mod
Just
that wants to jump in and trade live with Brian, feel free.
here we go. So looks like we've got some orders down at 128 on PDD, and then some orders to the upside 129, 129.40. There's a big order at just around 142.50 on Nvidia. We might find ourselves heading that way, but filling those orders before if we're going to get any kind of a breakout to the upside again. AMD India has lots of orders. Sort of, the book is actually pretty bullish. Got a lot of orders up here. Can look at Tesla, but yeah, it looks a little weak right now. Big order at 215, which is below yesterday's low. So Amazon's kind of struggling here. Nothing going on the daily.
Ooh, got an echo. That must mean Paris is here.
Possibly.
Paris, you're on.
Okay. Hey, Brian. Good morning. Hey, BBT.
Oh, good morning. Yeah.
Good morning,
Glad,
Paris. All right, I'm going to leave you guys. Leave you guys for the open. Have a good one. Trade smart, everybody. I'll talk to you again tomorrow morning.
Okay, awesome. Thank you,
Glad
Peter.
you could join. Yeah, thanks, Peter. Wow, gold and silver are just on an absolute tear over the last month or so. I think, and Bitcoin's up quite a bit. I guess everybody's worried about the deficits on not just the U.S. but a lot of the countries. What is the news on PDD? What are you watching, Paris?
I'm watching
I think you're watching
GM,
OKLO.
Nvidia, Apple, OKLO, and Tesla. I'm more interested on Apple short and OKLA long. Apple is too extended for now. I wanted to short the 235s, but it's too extended right now and literally at the support. OKLO is looking interesting. If it claims the VWAP, it could be a good opening range break up to 23, 2350, 23, 24. So that's two things that I'm interested in. Nvidia is uh, is being in that range. It is definitely looking weak, but just the way it rallied yesterday, it might find some buyers at the pullbacks. So nothing crazy uh, with high conviction. Tesla
Yeah,
is worth not touching it right now because with all the news coming in, I don't think any big buyers would want to step in until it
no.
surprises us. So, so the most
Yeah, if
important
anything, there
was
might be.
235. Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say, if anything, it might be some sellers.
yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
So
BA just
when I
popped up.
came to the when I came to the desk, I thought of shorting at 235s. Like yesterday, I was thinking about shorting 235s and to 233 or something. It already did that in the pre-market. So we'll see how it
Um,
comes up. I think the closest one is OKLO if it tries to hold, or GM,
okay.
actually GM too. So GM, let's see if it holds 50.
I let the rest of my OKLO go on for my swing trade. Um, that was almost a double. So it's got in just under $10, or it was a double, I guess, a couple of weeks ago. All right. SPY is getting bought back up here. Tesla's still looking weak.
So 5 seconds to the open.
Tesla could be a short. Here we go. Ding, ding, ding.
So Apple is doing some bounce there. Let's do Nvidia has some good volume. GM
PDD.
popped up, held the 50. Tesla is actually selling off.
Yeah, I kind of figured it would. Some big orders at 216.
I'm taking a long on OKLO. I'm taking a long on OKLO. Just a little bit. I'll add more if it holds here. That's a 1 minute opening range. Oh, it didn't close below it. Okay, I'm getting out. I have to get out. I'm getting out, guys.
Okay, I shorted Logi at 83.03.
So
I'm going to
Apple,
cover some. I'm going to cover some here at 230. 82.27 filled. See this guys. This is my classic rising devil trade.
so
Just
Nvidia
covered
is
some.
weak.
Just covered some more at 82. Let's see if see what it does here now. It's coming back up. It's not what I wanted to see, but I'm half out of it, so still looking okay. I'm going to have to get out of the rest of it. Looks like it's going to pop now.
Tesla is holding. GM popped up. GM was a good long for a 1 minute
PD,
opening
wow.
breakup.
Look at AMD dropping like a stone here. All right, so first trade was Rising Devil. It worked out. Tesla's going down to test yesterday's low.
Nvidia is coming back up.
Yeah, PDD really sold off and then bounced back. Yeah, the SPY and the Qs took a drop right at the open. Now they're coming back up. Huh. Look at AMD is getting destroyed. I had a bunch of orders here that all they wanted to fill. Still some more orders down here.
Nothing. So Tesla is coming back up.
Just shorted some AMD on that little pop there. Let's see if we continue to drop here. I think we're going to. Here we go. All right. We're coming down to S6. I'm going to cover some.
So Apple dropped. Really nice.
Ooh, just covering some more.
So GM popped up really nice. I'm not in any trade, guys. I got just one stop out on OKLO. So I'm still looking.
Still holding a bit of AMD, but out of most of it, just because it's so extended right now. I think I might get out of the rest of it. Kind of worried it's going to come back to my break even, which is just a little bit above 154. Really
Okay,
nice,
hello, completely.
good opportunity to short AMD on that little bounce. There was still lots of orders to get filled down here. You can see them all on Bookmap. That's why I was sort of counting on AMD dropping more after this little bounce back up here. It could still come down here and fill the rest of these orders. There's a lot of orders to the downside on AMD.
Yeah,
But
Nvidia is looking like it's gonna squeeze.
yeah. So I'm out of AMD.
I'm taking a long on Tesla. Taking a long on Tesla.
Nvidia does look like it's going to squeeze back up here.
Taking a long on Tesla, guys. Let's see if it squeezes. So the upside.
Yeah, the Qs are coming up here. SPY is struggling. Not in a trade right now. I don't really want to. I'm kind of tempted to go long Nvidia, but I don't like where we are in the pre-market. Ooh, Apple sort of broke down at the open.
Yeah, the
See
more
what
it
else.
holds here, it's not good. It should have squeezed by now, but it's still trying to hold.
Google had a nice bounce at the open. And see, Nvidia is kind of struggling here. We'll just wait.
Adding
Google's
more
sort of
on Tesla. Adding more on Tesla. I think it has a chance to squeeze to the upside.
looking at Google. I like Google. Google's going to break out from yesterday's high. Long Google. Let's just hope this isn't a false breakout.
Man, OKLO is on a complete sell-off. That's crazy.
Yeah, there goes Nvidia. Nvidia's going to test PDC.
Yeah, Nvidia is squeezing. Tesla is not. Tesla is gonna stop me out.
Here we go. I'm gonna take some profits here. 164.70. This is R3 on Google, but it looks good. Looking good, man. Looking good, man. Ah, yeah. Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna stop me out, guys. No volume for the squeeze.
Microsoft is strong. I took some more off at 164.80. Yeah, PDC was resistance on Nvidia. Looking for 165 on Google now.
It held the VWAP.
I'm a little bit worried that we're not going to get through our 3 here.
GM is strong, man. I should have been in GM. I don't know why am I trading this. Tesla is not worth trading today.
Yeah, what was there news on GM?
Yeah, GM reported today. So
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Look at GM. Yeah, rock
yeah.
on. Diddly doodly.
Let's see. This is the chance for Tesla to squeeze. If it does not, I'll be stopped out. Okay, I'm out, guys. Ah, I'm out. This is not looking strong. Man,
How's
OKLO
that
was a
Tesla?
big sell off. What a sell off on OKLO.
Yeah, I was kind of feeling like the well, SMR, all these uranium stocks have had such a run. Look at GM. GM still got. Let's see what we got to the upside here. Yeah, look at all there's orders up to 53. I wouldn't mind getting into GM, but it's really extended. Wouldn't mind if it gave a pullback, that might be nice.
Oh, very nice ad zero. Ad zero is already done for the day. I
Yeah.
am down on the day, guys. So GM is very strong. I should have gone long in GM. GM is looking very good. Nvidia is looking very good.
I'm still waiting for 165 on Google. It's going to get there, I think. Here we go, into the 90s.
What are you trading, Brian?
Want it. Google, GOOGL. Here we go. Come on. Big order there. Ah, there we go. A little more. Take some more off.
Now Tesla's want to squeeze to the upside.
Yeah, looks like Nvidia is going to go through. It's been knocking on the door of PDC.
Yeah, I don't want to touch Tesla, guys. This is not tradable.
Oh,
Nvidia is
GM.
tradable. GM is very.
All right.
GM. Okay,
GM must have
lowest.
put up some good numbers, I guess, eh?
Yeah, and it was, and plus it's gap, like the GM was
Yeah.
actually gapped up from an all-time high, I guess. No, not the all-time high, but gapping out of the range. So I was
Yeah, gapping
thinking
out
if
of
it
it's
would,
definitely gapping out
yeah.
of a range here for sure.
At the open, there
Just
wasn't that
I'm long GM just to be part of history.
very nice. What a pop on
Yeah,
GM.
there we go.
Unfortunately, I'm not
Just
in it.
gonna sell some at 52.77. I think it's gonna go to 53. Here we go.
Yeah, it is going
Gonna
to
sell
53.
sell more. See that little pullback? I mean, I just thought that was an opportunity to at least get a small size on it.
Tesla squeezed, man. Tesla is now squeezing.
Yeah,
Ah,
I don't.
I hate you, Tesla.
Yeah, Nvidia. Did you say you hated Tesla?
Because it stopped me out today. So
That's so
this could
unlucky.
have easily squeezed.
Paris, you're so fickle.
So Tesla is, yeah, it is
Here
just
we
so
go,
choppy. Like it
53.
pops $1 and then drops $1. So it's not worth like managing risk, to be honest. I don't want to get into this. Yeah, I don't want to get into this. GM is doing good. Apple,
Yeah.
I think Apple has some chances of it giving us a
I just
chance.
sold the rest. I just sold the rest of GM at 53. I kind of feel like it might keep going, but there are more orders through 54. Let's see what else we got up here. There's an order at 55 and 56. Man, oh man.
Guys, I'm taking a shot on Apple. I'm taking a shot on Apple. Ah, nice drop. Oh, beauty, guys. So now let's see if it goes to the low of the day. Let's see if it holds or will it continue. I think Apple is a short. Some short Apple. Let's see if it holds here. Let's see what it does around this area.
Finally getting a bit of a pullback here on GM. Said I got out just when it got out of the rest of it when we got to 53. I don't know if I want to trade it again. This pullback could be a buying opportunity.
So
So I've got
Apple is
lots of
looking weak,
orders.
guys.
Yeah. Apple, let's see, what is Apple looking like? Yeah, Apple looks good.
So I am thinking to see if it gives me a pullback to add more. Uh, I'm
Mm,
short from 233.50, 40 actually. Nvidia sold off a little bit. OKLO is dropping. So So key, I'm looking for the break of low of the day, which is 232.60 on Apple. And I think it's gonna come.
Yeah, 232.60. Yeah, it's got to get through this 233 level again.
Yeah.
It's a S6.
But the sellers keep taking over, so I'm convinced that it should drop to 33.
Yeah,
I see every single the pop is being followed by uh, us hitting the bids,
selling. Yeah,
which is weak.
yeah.
So Nvidia is selling off. Nvidia is back below the opening price right now. The spies and Qs are selling off a little bit as well. So we'll see.
Yep.
Nvidia gave back all of its gains. I was
Yeah,
looking.
Nvidia just tried to break out through, went green for a few minutes, and then kind of rolled over. Apple's still looking weak, although it's still trying. It's
Yeah,
still
Apple, I
holding
think
it.
it's gonna go to low of the day.
Hmm.
I think GM has a power to go to 54. GM is still holding at higher prices.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. There's still lots of orders to the upside. It's going to maybe consolidate here for a while.
So Apple looking like it's gonna break the lows. So it's looking weak. Uh, Nvidia, GM. Anybody in Apple with me right now? I nice guys. A lot of them. I didn't. A lot of them actually. So we'll see. Let us see if it gives us a chance to add.
Let's see what Apple looks like. That's what it looks like on Bookmap. You can see here there is an order at 232.80.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, and then there's a big order at 232, 232.50. Bit of an order. I don't like that we're making it sort of higher lows here on these pullbacks. See this low, then there's a bit of a higher low here. Now this
Yeah.
pullback's been a high low. I mean, I think you're gonna get your bounce. Maybe it'll come back up to VWAP.
I'm adding more on Apple, guys. I'm adding more on Apple.
See what it does on this pullback now. I'd like to see it break this low here.
Beauty.
Here we
Now
go.
let's see if
Yeah,
it.
it's coming down. That's good. That's good. That's good news
Yeah,
right
I think,
there. See,
but it would only
here we go.
confirm if it breaks the 232.90 level. So that's what I'm looking for. If it breaks that, then I think we're gonna go to the low of the day. Uh, and the chances are it does. It was very. The sellers took over at 233.30. That's where I added heavy.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we've got more order. Got it. It's lightened up a bit. This is good though. We could. This is encouraging. I'd like this. I like
Now,
this. I like to see this break of this low here, yeah, which we've done.
yeah,
And now
233
we're going
should
to
break
come.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just this level here. This 233 level seems to have some support there. There's a buyer there.
Beauty.
Here we
Beauty.
go.
Covering some guys. Covering some. What an ad, guys! Did you
Yeah,
add?
good.
Anybody
Good
added?
job. Yeah, good job.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah, great
Now let's
job.
see if
Look
it
at this.
breaks the.
Yeah, 230, 280 is there's some orders there.
Now let's see if it breaks the low, guys. I think very good chance it breaks the. If it breaks the 232.90, very good chance it goes to 232.60. And this is the place where the buyers would get. Uh, uh, I was gonna use the F word, but what do you say? The trap.
Screwed. You can say screwed.
Yeah. So
Fudged.
Fudged? Fudged. That's a good thing, isn't it? Who doesn't like
I guess,
fudge?
yeah.
yeah. So very good chance it's holding below 233. Yeah, I don't want it to bounce now. I don't want it to go above 233.30 now. That should not be the case. So yes, even I think GM had the earnings today, so that's why it
Yeah,
was in the watch list.
I happen to know Megan loves fudge, maple walnut.
I'm adding more on Apple, guys. Adding more on Apple.
I mean, Andrew does swear all the time. So Paris, if you want to swear, you can do that, I guess.
It's true. That is true.
We're already flagged for that, probably.
Baba trading. Jared's trading Baba. Yeah, Microsoft is up quite a bit. I didn't know why people were watching it. It was only up a few cents, 40 cents or so at the open. See, look at here comes GM now. GM doing a little
Yeah,
bit of
GM is gonna break the another
consolidation.
high.
Yeah, look at Baba's putting on the Ritz. I took PDD off my watch list. Couldn't. It was just too choppy. Wow. Oh, geez, look at that. PDD took almost 20 minutes, but it eventually broke out here.
Come on, Apple. Don't embarrass me in the chat room. Just drop.
Just drop.
No, it's not. Okay, GM is actually breaking highs. So it was bought. Apple was bought back up. So now it seems like it's trying to change its character. The volume is also coming in. We'll see if if the buyers are able to hold this price. But GM is actually looking for a good break of the high as well.
Yeah, I still think there's some orders up here that 54.
So So GM OKLO is
Wow.
below 20.
Look at PDD go. God damn it. Jared, let's not get emotional about our stocks. Got through 100.
Yeah, 233 held on Apple, guys. 233 did not drop at all.
So Nvidia is not doing anything.
For some reason, I still feel Apple has a down setup. The buyers are trying to step in.
Apple's back at the VWAP.
Yeah, now I'm at the break even point. Like I'm above the break even point actually. But I'm adding more. I'm actually adding more on Apple. I shorted more on Apple. Let's see if it. This is the time where it has to prove itself to change the character. It needs to drop from here. The sellers need to take over.
Yeah, that 32, that 233 is proving to be sticky for the time being.
Let's see.
Wow, PDD's going to 133 now. There goes. So yeah, Baba really blew up to the upside. Getting a bit of a drop now after that push into the
What is
green.
Baba doing? Baba
Oh,
healthy 100.
had a big move up. Look at that. Look at PDD go. Damn. I was watching that. It just wasn't doing anything, so I just moved on. Dang, damn it. Look at this thing go. What's the deal? Are the Chinese doing more stimulus or something? Or seem like all the Chinese stocks are going red to green here.
Yeah, and Apple is doing nothing either. I'm short on it. I'm still short on it. My stop loss above 233.50.
Now there goes GM through 53 again. Did a nice bounce off the 9 EMA. Actually, I should have actually taken another entry on that at the 9 EMA. That would have been about 52.65 area. I think I would just it spiked up, then it consolidated for about 15 minutes. Went consolidated right back over so the 9 EMA could catch up to the price, and then it just literally bounced right off it. So look at that on a 2-minute chart. I can show you what NVIDIA looks like on Bookmap. It's a big order.
Okay, I got stopped out, guys. Stopped out on Apple.
Yeah, the Qs are bouncing here again.
Yeah.
That's what Bookmap. There's Bookmap on NVIDIA. You can see there's a big order, 145. Probably going to go there.
Now there's a good volume on SPY coming in. So
Yes.
that's a third stop out for me. And NVIDIA squeezed. Everything squeezed. What happened?
I don't know.
What are you drinking, Paris?
Just the coffee.
It looks like carrot juice.
No, just the coffee. It's just a cold coffee. So NVIDIA is squeezed. What is Tesla doing? Tesla is a piece of garbage.
Oh, look at
Nothing.
it. Man, PDD just literally ripped through 135.
Wow. Yeah, the Chinese sector is in play now.
Yeah. $100 levels. Jared, what's going on with the Chinese sector? You must know. Jared's in the know. I know he knows.
I feel like I want to go long on GM.
No, they're at support. Okay.
Feels too extended.
Yeah, I guess if you look at PDD, let's look at BABA. Yeah, they've kind of been hitting a level of support. BABA had a bit of a gap to fill there, but it didn't quite do it after that pop up.
Hey, Paris and Brian. Getting in
Yes,
both
sir.
chats, they're asking about was there a Fed speaker? And Peter did say that the Philly Fed rep was speaking today, Harker. I have his notes
Yeah.
here, so I don't know if there's any news on that you can see that could cause.
Well, you can see who's by going to Trading Terminal and bringing up the calendar. You can see list of earnings, and also economic events, which would include speakers. Also gives a bit of an impact sort of star rating as to how much impact. So we did we've got Fed. There's Fed Harker making a speech. It was at 10 a.m., so he basically just started a few minutes ago. What else is going on right now? Tuesday really didn't really have a lot of economic events on the agenda, so it's a pretty benign day here. Harker's speech is rated as a 2 out of 3 for impact. So,
guys,
so
I'm taking
PDD,
one more shot on Apple. Very small
you
size
can.
because I'm going against the trend. If it has some momentum on the downside, it will come back below 233.50. I'll add heavy below 233.50. Currently, I'm on a small size. I'm going against the trend. So, but still short right now. Let's see.
PDD finally pulling back a bit here. Still quite extended from the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. So if it actually does get there, I'm going to watch it. If it gets down to the 9 EMA, which is right around 133 right now, there is a big order at 133. So if it can come down and fill this order, I'll take some shares as well there at 133, but I'm not entirely optimistic that it's going to get down that far. It's probably going to bounce before there. So we'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, Tesla's a dog's breakfast in terms of it's just chopping right around the VWAP. Q's went up and tested PDC.
Yeah, and GM also popped up. Very nice.
Yeah, look at her go.
GM. So Apple dropped and was bought back up at 233.50. We'll see how it goes. It never closed below 233.50, so I'm not getting aggressive. It has to close below 233.50 for me to get aggressive.
All right. Well, PDD is kind of looking like it's coming down here. So let's see if we do get an opportunity to get long. Oh, here we go. All right. Well,
Okay.
took a long here. Taking a long on
Which one?
PDD.
PDD.
Yeah, 133. So let's see if we can hold this 9 EMA.
Okay, getting out of Apple.
Come on, PDD, bounce.
Okay,
Bounce,
getting out of Apple.
Here we go. Come on. I know you can do it. Come on.
So not a day for me, guys. I've had 3 stop losses and 1 small loss.
Okay, just selling. Oh, nice. Just selling some here, 133.70.
Actually, I like PDD. That was a nice bounce.
Doodly.
Was that a
Right
920
off the
trade?
9 EMA. No, it was just really off just the 9 EMA on the 2-minute chart. Anybody follow me on that? Anyone coming along for the PDD ride?
Actually, like PDD.
All right, 134, just selling some more. What a great trade. Nice. No problem, guys. Yeah, that was a nice setup. See that? Just I kind of missed the GM bounce off the 9 EMA. So I didn't want to miss that one. Jared.
So AJ, horizontal line on the white one is an opening price, and the yellow lines are the support or resistances.
Here's a couple of cowboys for you.
Very nice ad zero.
Jared. Megan, what did
So
you do,
Tesla,
Megan? Nvidia, 1 minute, nice breakout on that the little box there. I am assuming you're doing options on that.
this Apple is testing my patience. I feel like I want to get back in again, but now I'm not. I let it come below 235, 233.50. Alicia. Yeah, Alicia is the one who's mentioning Apple is gonna go up. Uh, what's the white line again? So AJ, the white line is the opening price. The opening price. When the market when the 9:30, whatever price the opening price the stock opens, that's the line that it plots on the day. Tesla is I don't know how anybody can trade Tesla.
Yeah, it's a tough one today. I kind of said at the even before the open, I said I thought Tesla was
Yeah.
not going to be was not going to be a good trending stock today. It's people are just going to sit on their hands and wait to see what the results. Brent, we gotta have a lot of likes for that, especially for that PDD trade. We get a lot of likes for that. Come on.
We're only at 290, not even 300, and we have
Oh
620
man.
people still watching. So
Oh wow.
pretty. So we've tried not begging. We've tried begging. We've tried pleading. We've tried to ignore it and see, like if you want. Now
Yeah.
there's a new approach. Shaming.
What's
I'm
that?
shaming everybody on YouTube for not liking Paris and Peter. I mean Paris and Peter. Paris and Brian and their trading. And that trade Brian just
Yeah.
gave you. How can you
PDD
Yeah,
not
trade.
guys,
like
Come
it?
on.
throw us a
Gave
like
you gave
of
yeah
yeah. We are losing money for
gave
you.
you.
I am losing money for you guys.
These
Brian is
men are
making money for
willing
you
to
guys.
lose money for views and likes. Come on.
Yeah.
So
If you took that trade, I gave you $1 on that trade. Holy cow.
Okay, I was able to shame them into 60 more likes. We'll take it.
Oh, perfect.
wait,
Awesome.
thank you
I know
guys.
people.
Thank you
I
for
think a lot of people just watch and they don't think I'm not. I don't need
Oh yeah,
to.
that happens to me. I just
They
forget.
just forget about. They just forget about that like button. So we appreciate the likes. Wow, GM just threw a funny wick there. That was a weird wick. So that could be,
Yeah, GM
yeah,
was.
yeah, that was a strange, that was like a fat finger trade or something.
Nothing right now. No position for me, guys. Uh, Nvidia is doing its job. Baba, what is Baba doing?
Paris, I do have you on for 10:30 as well to do a little chat.
Yes, I'm gonna talk about tape, guys. I'm gonna talk about reading the tape, and I am hopefully people who haven't been exposed to tape yet. It would add a lot of value for you guys on how you can read the tape. Guys, I'm taking one more shot on Apple. You'll hate me for this, but I'm short one more time on Apple. I have an unfinished business with Apple.
Paris, unfinished business.
Unfinished business.
Sounds like an action movie.
This is the
Unfinished
unfinished
business in
business.
Paris.
Yeah, this is the trade right out of the trade or Paris's trade book, unfinished business trade.
Here we go, Apple. I just drop. Don't look back.
Yeah, the Qs and the spies really rolled over in the last 5 minutes or so, or not seriously, but it's couldn't get through 582.
I keep seeing a seller and then they keep buying back. That's an idiotic price action. But I still see that if the seller continues, it has to like the it makes sense for it to drop than it going up. It's already gapping down, uh, sold off from 235, but it keeps getting bought back up every single time. And this would be my last trade. I would finish my business with Apple.
Another great
Get
title.
in there and kick, get in there and kick its ass.
Yeah, usually when you have an unfinished business, the stock is the one who wins on the business. Yeah, that's for me. It's gonna be that 10 cent stop loss, 10-15 cent stop loss. Apple or Alizia, you are right. Maybe that it's not gonna go up, but
Let's take a look at what does it look like on the book map now. Still a big order sitting at 233 right now. Book is the book is pretty balanced at this point.
they keep going back up, so it doesn't seem like it's gonna go down. I am not seeing a seller dominating either. They keep stepping up. If the market itself is dropping, then there's a chance. But now I feel like I'm not in a driver's seat. There's a seller. Seller step down. Apple is actually doing nothing, to be honest. It's looking like it's want to step up and break the 234.
Paris, we can keep just open trading, just not to pressure you to get at a trade to do your presentation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll,
Yeah.
I'll get the presentation started. So
No, we
let
can
me
just
see if I
keep
can.
on it until you're done. I don't want you to mess it up.
Okay.
We don't want you to lose more money.
Maybe you can multitask.
They keep holding it, and I just want one seller that will drop it. Uh, the seller is not coming. It keeps trying to step up, but they keep holding it, which is not good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna trade any, at least right now. I'm kind of just sitting on my hands right now. Their queues are kind of chopping for the last 15, 20 minutes. SPY is not really doing much. Tesla looks like it's rolling over a little bit here.
I think they keep holding, so I'm gonna get out, guys. I'll on the break of 234. If it breaks the 234, they keep holding pretty nicely.
Hmm.
Today was not even like I was thinking Apple would give me the initial trade that it's sold off. It would give me that move on the downside. Not even a single trade worked for me.
Yeah, sometimes you just have days like that where you get trading a stock and it just doesn't work.
Yeah. And today is one of those days
It
where
happens.
nothing worked for
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
And yeah, I'm
it
done with
happens.
Apple. So I'm out on Apple.
It definitely happens. And then you see other stocks. You look at other stocks and other stocks that people were trading, and then it just makes you feel like, well, why wasn't I in GM or PDD?
Yeah, true. And guys,
You
like
know,
the thing with tape reading is right. Like if you see all my entries, at the place where I enter, it always like from the area it always drops. Like this is like a 30 cents drop, and the second trade that I like, this is where you see it dropped another 20-30 cents. So what you're looking is you're trying to identify a seller, and you're trying to use it to pinpoint those entries, and even those ads, right? You're trying to get those specific entry points, but you what the one of the things that you're assuming when you're reading the tape is that you are assuming that the sellers or that the things that you see is going to continue. And of course you had trading with a bias on the stock. And I was short biased on Apple, and I was thinking, like, of course 235 was the area I genuinely wanted to short, but it never gave me. But then 233.50 was the area that I was thinking would continue from the downside, but it never gave me. My bias was matching the tape, but it never showed me any continuation. And it's okay. Like, this is like this is how it should be. Like, you are assuming on the fact, you're betting on the fact that the sellers are going to step in, and you all you do is manage your risk. Like, having three, or like this trade, the first trade on Apple, did not I did not lose money because I took some profits down the line. I got stopped out. In the second trade, this was a very small trade, and the third trade I lost money. So overall, like, you need just one trade. Like, you're losing 1 hour, but one trade that gives you 6, 7, or 10 hour trade. That's when your risk management comes into place, and you end up day in a positive note. So let me bring up people who have not been exposed to tape. So I want to talk about the tape here. So Brian, if that's okay, I want to bring up the
Yeah,
presentation.
go for it. Yep, jump in.
So let
Thank you,
me
Brian.
see.
Yeah, no worries, guys. I hope everyone had a good day. We had some decent trades there. So yeah, we'll hang around and listen to Paris, because I love you, Paris. Regardless.
Thank you, Brian.
Paris, I'm just going to take your screen from the chat room so we don't have to do anything extra
Cool.
on your part.
Cool. So let me bring up the presentation. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, guys. So if you guys can see my screen. So what is tape reading, guys? What is, like, people who do not know much about tape reading? Tape reading is basically is an art or a skill that enables the intraday traders to predict more times than not whether a stock will trade higher or lower from a given price, based on just examining the bids, the offers, and the prints. The prints tell us where a stock is printing at a given moment, and whether this action is on the bid or the offer. You will not always be able to tell the stock's next direction, but you'll be able to identify the patterns 60 to 70 plus percent of the time. Uh, so the tape is not something that is new on the so the tape is not something that is new on the in the thing. It has been there for late 1800s. It has been there since late 1900s. And these there used to be, like, those prints where the machines used to print those stock prices is on a paper, like you see on the screen on the side. And they would, that's how it used to look. They used to print it on a paper. And then and it's usually, once you want to understand the psychology of the market using the order flow and level 2, that's where the buyers and sellers at a specific prices, that's where the tape reading helps to understand where the psychology of the market is going. So why do you need the tape? The multiple reasons of it, like price and volume are two leading indicators, and rest everything else is a lagging indicator. Reading the tape or the order flow is also one of those leading indicators, because based on the price, it tells you the price and the volume at the time when it's happened. So that's why relying on leading indicator than relying on the lagging indicator is a much better way, because that gives you an additional edge over time. You understand the buying and selling. You get the one of the major advantage of getting into reading the tape is getting better entry points, because you're able to identify where the shift is changing. You're able to manage your risk well. You're able to get into trades at a much better entry, which increases your risk reward by exponentially. It improves consistency. Just because you are relying on something that you are seeing in front of you, it improves the consistency on how you are watching the market. It's not something that you are as anticipating it. You're not something you're seeing something in front of you and then you're relying on the fact. And then of course it gives you less risk, because you are identifying where the sellers or the buyers are and then taking that, and usually you're proven wrong on a very quick time frame, or you're proven right in a very quick time frame. And so you can absolutely use that to your advantage, whether you want to increase, bump up your size, or actually go lower, or use the same setup and decrease the size with the same risk reward. You can get bigger in size much more responsibly. Just because you're able to identify those sellers, or this thing, you can actually uh, increase your size in a much more responsible fashion. And one of the beauty of tape is it works in every market, whether you're trading, as far as you have access to the order flow or the tape. And I'll talk about what tape contributes. But as far as you have the access to the order flow and the order depth, you should be able to apply those things irrespective of what market you're trading at. And it increases confidence and conviction on trading. It's because you see something in front of you, uh, and you can take decisions not just assuming something. You're seeing something, so that it gives you much more conviction on those trades. uh, let me sorry, I made a mistake. Let's get into this thing. So there are two major components on the tape. One is So there are two major components. One is level 2 and the other is time and sales. So when we talk about level 2, it's, the left hand side, it's basically the order book or order depth. These are the orders that are sitting in the queue which have not been executed yet. These are the orders which are waiting for them to be filled, where the exchanges or the exchange are doing the interactions between the buyers and the sellers, and their job is to uh, make those orders filled at the best prices that they're looking for. So one is level 2 and the other is time and sales. Time and sales are the real executed orders which are passing through where a buyer has met a seller, and the way which the buyers and sellers interact, that's where it prints red. That's where, like, whenever a transaction is on the bid, what does that mean? That a seller had to step down to meet a buyer was not willing to step up, or sometimes the buyer is very aggressive and they're trying to hit the bids and hitting the bids to get out of a position or short into a position. So not every red means a sell, or not every red means a buy. So you have to understand the context in which the buyers or sellers are interacting, once you if you want to understand if it's a buyer or a seller. So there, every single, the way it transacts, like a red print, the green print, the white prints, the orange prints, and the blueprints, like orange prints below the bid, or blueprints above the ask. So every single print has a meaning. Every single price has a meaning to it. And this is one of the advanced topic that you want to understand. And also, if you're very new to trading, you want to have this skill as your advantage, because this would give you an edge over other traders. You will give you an analysis on how the transactions are happening. Every prop firm who are professional in the prop firm, it is a must to understand how to read the tape. And understanding that tape reading is going to give you an edge on what is happening, timing your entries, all of that. But every single thing has a great meaning assigned to it. And once you get exposed to it, that's where you learn from. You have to watch the tape and get an understanding on what information you're getting from the tape onwards. So I'll be taking a session in the webinar tonight uh, about about how to read the tape. And there is also, if you are interested, there's a full-fledged course out there under Trading Terminal. So check that out. And which will, like, the 15-16 hour course, it's not just one small thing about how to interpret the data. There are different ways, and the different ways the institutions and the algorithms and the hidden orders transact, and you want to understand the characteristic of those orders to be able to interpret if it's in your favor or if it's not in your favor. So yeah, so that's hope this is a quick basic understanding what tape incorporates and why is it helpful for specifically day traders to use it on a daily time frame, or a daily basis.
Let's
So
take a
yeah,
few
so,
questions.
yeah, sure.
Paris, I got one for you because I think somebody asked this in YouTube earlier. If you can go through your Apple trade, what
Mhm.
wasn't working today for you?
Yeah, so the thing is, uh, I had a bias to short Apple, right? And uh, so here, so what I see is, let us say, let me bring up the Epic Pen here. So on the Apple trade, this was my first trade on Apple. I shorted Apple. It worked out really nice, literally risking, like, 10-15 cents here. It dropped from to 233.50 to at 232.90, and which is a 60 cents, which is close to 1:4 risk reward. But my target was low of the day. So what tape helps you is, tape helps you identify a seller who you are assuming that it's going to continue. So there was a seller here, seller here, seller here, and when it did a pullback, I saw a seller again. I utilized that seller again for another drop, and then I saw that seller again. It did drop a little bit, but what was happening was that the sellers were taking over, the buyers were kept buying in, and I was able to interpret it that the buyers are trying to step in. Maybe that's not, but then I saw a seller again, and it dropped, but the buyers kept stepping up. I was biased on the short, but then I got stopped out, which was, like, a good way of risk management. I'm not stubborn. I'm not saying that it's gonna continue in my favor. I'm trying to see, because tape is one thing where you will see on what is happening right now. You don't have a visibility what is going to happen in another 1 minute or another 5 minutes or another 10 minutes. Your tape tells you what is happening right now. If it is if you see a seller at that point of time, then you would then you take a trade if it matches with your thesis, your setup, your pattern. Like, my level was 233.50 and I wanted to use that. So it's not just blindly trading the tape. You are actually combining the thesis, the price action, the pattern or a setup, and then finalizing or executing based on the entry. Like, take timing your entries at the best possible way to manage your risk. Like, irrespective, I stopped out on my first trade. I did not lose much money because I was, my average was something around 233.40, and I literally lost 10 cents out of it. So it's not big of a deal. But if this would have worked out for me, I would have made 1:10 hour or 1:15 hour, because my entries are timed based on the tape. Even in this case, like, this was a very small size, and I called it in the chat room because I was going against the trend. Like, the trend has changed. I was wanting to use the 233.50 as a seller, but the trend was changed. And this is a small size, but then this one, it started going selling off. And when I started seeing a seller at 234, maybe I said, okay, let me give a try. If it goes below 233.50, I'll go aggressive. And as you can see, I did see a seller, and I wasn't, like, messing around when I'm talking a seller, because it did drop from here 234. Now it is dropping again. It is just that at that point of time, it literally algorithms are there to stop you out and then go in. And there is no harm in getting back in when you continue to see a seller. Sometimes it happens when you are able to see a seller, it would go immediately, and sometimes it would, like, trap you and then get to the same place. But as far as you're seeing something, there is no harm in getting back in, because that's the game of trading. You manage your risk and get back in if things are still looking the way you want to see. Does that I hope that helps.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, I've been running this stream for a while, and I've seen a lot of gains from a lot of you guys. but I think driving home the point of managing your risk, I think that's not applauded enough when you're getting out at the right time and not getting that like being risk
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's the for you to have a longevity in trading, you have to manage your risk. You have to get out and when you're proven wrong. Like if you want to be stubborn about it, your trading career is going to be very small. So if you want to hold it, if you want to understand, you're going to have losing days. Today is one of those days where I lost money, and I had a losing day, but there would be other days where I'll come back stronger, and as far as I manage my risk,
You
it's all a part of, and that's the beauty of risk management. As far as, yeah, the bank doesn't ask you what day you were at a loss or a win, or the bank just asks you how much money you have in your trading account,
you keep
and that's what
those
that matters.
losses small and those wins big.
True.
Let's go on some questions. Do you have chat open? Do you want to go through them, or do
Oh
you
yeah,
want me
sure.
to? Okay.
No, let me see what
YouTube or the BBT chat room. We got plenty of questions in both.
so so people are talking about uh, the course. So guys, if you want to check out the course, go to trading terminal. um, Go to tradingterminal.com, and let me see, you go to academy, and under the academy, what you do is go under courses, uh, and Brent, you this is a reading the tape course, which is a game changing edge in trading. This is a 15-16 hour course with 30-40 hours of weekly and monthly mentorship. So check that out. It is available for everybody to access. Have this link handy, and this is something that if you consider trading seriously, and if you have at least 3 months of trading into the belt, I do not recommend anybody who is very new to trading. But if you have 3 months or 4 months under your belt, where you understand the basics, the support, the resistance, the because I don't go through this, like the basics of support, resistance, trends, and all of that into this thing. I only focus on the order flow concepts, which is time and sales, very clear, with very clear example, the level 2 concepts, and how do you apply them in your day-to-day strategy. So if that is something that you want to get exposed to, because a lot of people don't even know how to read the tape. So if you want to expose to, check this out. So that is, I shared that in the chat room. People in the YouTube, I'm not logged in. So Brent, do you mind
That's okay.
sharing
Yeah,
that?
I can share it.
So yeah, are you focusing more? Yes, even I am focusing more on time and sales, because time and sales doesn't lie. Level 2, you can spoof around, you can add more things to it, but time and sales is something that are real executed orders. So I would watch the time and sales, but on the side of the eye, I would look if there are bigger or any orders on the top or the bottom side of the level 2 on the order depth. So legacy, it's basically, you wanna I'm watching the tape. These are like, those are the concept of understanding what those red prints mean, the white prints mean, the green prints mean, in the context, how much volume it is doing. That adds a lot of value, and that's where I identify if the seller is taking over or the buyer is taking over. So there's a question, but won't the tape says what orders are being stacked? Of course, Dhira. So the way the orders are being stacked, you can identify that. That's another concept on the level 2, on how you identify the stacking of the orders. And once you see something stacking of the orders, you can literally use to your advantage. So people in the chat room, definitely hop on for tonight's webinar if you haven't been exposed to tape yet, and I'll talk about, I'll expose you to, that what the concepts on how you read it, and It's a 1 hour session, so I'll come up with an example on how you read that in real time. So my bias comes from my price action standpoint. Hassan.
Great. Thanks so much, Paris. I think we can wrap it up here.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks everyone, and I hope you had better day than me. So I'm down on the day, but we'll see if another opportunity arises. It's already 11, so I might not trade. I'll call it a day, but we'll see if something comes up.
Your sacrifice has been noted and appreciated. It was a great learning lesson for everybody. So,
Awesome.
and
Yeah.
we got a lot
Thanks,
of
guys.
likes. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Brent. Take care, everyone.